516. We watched it peel back lose almost what $900 in value over the last 48 hours. Um, it's setting up a potential buying opportunity, obviously, which is what we always say when the dip happens. But this current market dynamic uh, has a lot of cryptocurrencies and buying opportunities. I mean, 229 for Ethereum, 29 cents for uh, um, XRP. And then you recently even had XRP CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Did you guys hear what he said? He said that we're not going to be buying cryptocurrency with coffee or coffee with cryptocurrency anytime soon. So, there's all these things that are leading to the point of this video, which is where's the adoption? When are we going to get this adoption and what's it going to take? So you guys are able to use cryptocurrency. Is it because the cryptocurrency is just not technologically there? Or is it because we still need infrastructure development? Or is it because global governments are really standing in the way? And that goes back to the fact that I personally, and people are going to disagree with this, of course, I understand, but I think that Coinbase is one of our strongest uh, assets in that cryptocurrency class because it legitimizes us. Who do they rub shoulders with? They're located in Silicon Valley. If you don't know what Silicon Valley means to the world of technology, you're missing the point. Mountain View, California is the mecca of tech. I mean, that's where Facebook's located. That's where Google's located. Whether you hate them or love them, that's the mecca. I think even Twitter's located there. I mean, you got New York and you got Seattle with Microsoft and Amazon, but for the most part, whoever's in Silicon Valley is who's defining and shaping the game. Now, when it comes to financial hubs, you have places like Switzerland. That's why it's really interesting to keep an eye on what's going on in Zug, Switzerland. When I was in Switzerland, I went to Crypto Valley, Zug, Switzerland. For those of you who do not know, that's a big spot. Now, why is it a big spot? Well, have you ever heard of a Swiss bank account? Okay, that's a huge place. The IMF, the International Monetary Fund, I believe that's in New York. But the way that they perceive cryptocurrency, so this whole anarchy movement of like, oh, we're going to do away with the dollar. Yeah, that started it and that made it exciting. But realistically, what we've discovered is that governments can make or break Bitcoin at will, really. And now we're all kind of just waiting to see if this technology gets picked up by the IMF and the powers who be, so to speak. And the reason that I'm coming to this conclusion, or this, at least this mindset today as we speak here in early September 2018, is because the powers who be, look how much money they dump into the military. Okay. Anyone who tries to undermine or destroy their power, what happens to them? So the first thing they do is they try to use the strong arm of the law to destroy. How do we know this? Well, look at the sanctions they put on North Korea, they put on Iran. So they use the strong arm of the law through sanctions to do that. And if they don't comply, what ends up happening to them? They do like they did to Iraq with Saddam. Saddam didn't want to play by the IMF's rules. So what do? By Saddam. Gaddafi, he didn't want to play by their rules. So what happens to him? Now, I don't know what happened to Hugo Chavez down in Venezuela, but look at the situation going on in Venezuela. But Hugo Chavez didn't want to play by their rules either. They wanted to go to the gold backed currency right now. So well, that was the past. Now they're trying to adopt crypto. So there's all these dynamics at play that you have to really take into consideration. And the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, in my opinion, has to view cryptocurrency as a legitimate fintech, if or blockchain, okay, or hexgraph or whatever the new thing is. If they do not view this technology as something that they want to apply to replace fiat, then it's all, and as investors, we're basically saying we believe that blockchain and cryptocurrency has a future moving forward. And if it just doesn't pull out, then we were wrong, right? But that's like, I mean, you see it not just in fintech, financial technology, you see it in, for example, oil fracking. If ExxonMobil don't pick up oil fracking as the way that they want to, pull black gold out of the earth, then the early adopters of fracking don't win out and get the big payday, right? And that's where we're at with cryptocurrency. Um, but even in China, for example, so if you're not a big fan of the IMF and you say, well, the IMF doesn't really matter, and then you say, well, I'm a big fan of China, the renminbi, that's the one. The renminbi, the Chinese are the only ones, and the Russians kind of are the only ones who can really challenge it. I mean, it's like a trifecta. You have the UN, NATO, right? Well, UN, the United Nations, and then you have like the NATO alliance. Which, in case you didn't know, the NATO alliance is in place to stop Russia if Russia were to ever rise, the Russian bear. Okay, so the communism bear, because that's what I think it's called the North Atlantic. I don't even remember what NATO stands for, but it's basically a league of nations that are aligned against Russia. But Russia, they're not too bullish on cryptocurrency, and then we sure as heck know that China isn't. Okay, so there's a lot of different things to go into this. Now, the thing is, I'm still here investing in cryptocurrency and believing in it. But this is where I go back to my whole thought that Coinbase is really important to the space, because who are they rubbing shoulders with? The Silicon Valley types. And Silicon Valley is where the technology comes from. Then, if they can get the technology ironed out to where we have a use case, when you go, let's just say you're on an app and you're buying a hotel room. In this case, because I've been traveling around, I'm staying in hotel rooms until my house is complete and ready for me to move in. Until that day, I'm booking hotels. Well, when I'm on there, they're saying, how do I want to pay for this? Do I want to pay with Visa? Do I want to pay with MasterCard, Discover Card, Apple Pay? Until it says something like 10x, pay with 10x, we still don't have a cryptocurrency. Okay. So this is where we're at, and we're all waiting on this moment to happen where we actually have a cryptocurrency. And I don't think it's going to say like pay with Bitcoin, although it could. I think it's going to say pay with 10x. And then from 10x, you would have, or something like 10x. I don't know if 10x is necessarily going to be the one. It could be Monaco. I know they did a name change, or it could be pay with Ethos, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for. You guys are asking if I bought anything lately. Like I said, 3 days ago, I bought Ethereum Classic. I might buy some Bitcoin right now, but I could wait. But what's that going to do for me if I wait and hope it goes to 4,500 so I can buy more at 4,500 or whatever these technical analysis charts are telling people to wait for? I don't really wait. I just say, hey, I think it's going up, but I realize that I could be wrong. So I mean, we'll see. But BTC seems like still the safest investment, even when I'm talking about a potential 10x variety of payment. Anyways, guys, crush up this like button. We've got 22 likes and 236 people. So if you guys can give us the like, that'll help get this video out there so we can keep the conversation going. But the main reason that this cryptocurrency situation has been, why we're in the situation we're in, is because Goldman Sachs pushes back crypto desk plans. And that's why I tweeted on Blockchain J. I said, I just put out the news that this is a rumor. This is what supposedly is causing the Red Sea that we're seeing today, is that Goldman Sachs decided that they don't want to do the cryptocurrency trading desk anymore. But, we've heard also big news. What was it? Just the other week that I think, what was it? The New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ? I can't remember it right now. But they're looking to enter into the cryptocurrency space. So I mean, as one's coming out, one's going in, and it's like, while some are canceling their plans, some are coming back in, and this goes along with two different mindsets. Okay, so you could say, oh, it's scary that we're at the whim of these IMF people who need to agree, or you need to say that, hey, that's actually pretty exciting, because as the old industrialist mindset, their way of doing business expires, that ushers in the millennials, the Gen Xers, and our approach to the way that we're going to handle the future. And that's why you have so many young people that are bullish on cryptocurrency, very few old people, because they're industrialists. We're a part of the technology age. This is a whole nother paradigm. It really is. So we're entering into this new world, and something like this could work out. And we need people like Coinbase. As much as you guys don't like Coinbase, Coinbase is like one of our greatest assets that we have as we speak right now. So let's see what you guys are saying. All right. All right. Well, anyways, I just wanted to make this video, touch base with you guys. Thanks to everyone who pushed up the likes. I can keep going, but you guys are It looks like there's a lot of FUD in the comments. People are saying things, and I'm not going to repeat what they're saying. So, what's going on, Chili? um, as far as crypto goes, I mean, that's up to you guys how you guys want to play it. But I'm saying we need adoption, and that's what our team's saying. You know, if you look at our the team that posts our blogs on altcoinbuzz.io, Chris, Garrett, Shashwat, all the people behind the scenes to make this thing go. Sebastian, you know, they're staying strong, and they're putting up articles. They're trying to dive in, do deep dives into what's going on in cryptocurrency. That's why that's our team. I mean, we talk every single day. They're talking every single day about all the stuff that's going on in the market, trying to get it one step ahead. And right now, we've been running flat. Today, we're dipping. So, I mean, the last week or two or the last month, we've really been running flat. I mean, we haven't gone over 8,000. We haven't gone below, well, 5,500. So we've just been in between 5,500 and 8,000 for a while now. Some of you guys are saying you're holding. Some of you are saying Coinbase is the best. I mean, Coinbase, if Facebook buys Coinbase, that's going to legitimize cryptocurrency. As much as some of you guys don't like that idea, it's just that's where the powers who be will give the that's kind of where you get the grace, or what is it, the blessing of, yeah, this is, let's proceed with this. Quantum. Blockchain terminal are working with loads of hedge funds. Yeah, I mean, there's all these different projects going on, but you know, and it's cool to see that there's people out there doing these projects, but unless they're in there with the big movers and shakers, I'm watching the big movers and shakers. These little guys, yeah, they come up every once in a while. A little guy will creep through and become a big guy, and that's great to find those, and that's cool. But right now, we need the big players in the market who've already accumulated the profit, cashed out some of their crypto funds into fiat so that they can fund their project. Those are the people who need to start delivering. We know who they are, and until they start delivering on their projects and what, you know, we're, you know, it is what it is, and they've got to impress and wow the IMF and these financial these banks that are investing in it, also because banks are investing in blockchain. I mean, there's an investment from the financial sector into blockchain. Whether or not they're going to believe in the cryptocurrency asset class, that's still a whole nother thing. But we'll see where this goes. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these alts, some of them were awesome projects that had the right vision, even talented teams, but the whole altcoin market is really suffering. I mean, outside of the top 10, top 20, I mean, it's pretty atrocious what's happened to them. Especially what I don't want to see is a great project that has potential to add real world value have to go out of business just because they're mixed in there with a whole bunch of, you know, as you guys call them, SHIT coins. Like not every altcoin below the top 50 is completely a shit coin, right? So Arno says he's waiting for 4,500 to buy. Well, what if it doesn't go there? I mean, what if it does? What if it doesn't, right? So, okay, you missed the boat. So you're waiting on something that may never happen. And if it does, then all right. I regret not cashing out anything during the last bull run because I was a newbie. Well, you know, yeah, we don't want to live in regret. I mean, I think me too. I've thought about that, but I was unable to because um, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I was just like, I got to hold for multiple reasons. Lend and Monetha, yeah, I mean, they Lend and Monetha both went up, and then they retraced, and now there's. So I mean, that was one of those ones that I wish I sold. Right, I wish I sold my Monetha when it went way up. You know, so okay, but yeah, there's also this stigma around. Oh, I don't talk politics. Quit killing my vibe with politics. Well, you know what? There is politics in crypto, okay? And politics do affect cryptocurrency. The politics behind the financial system, that is affecting cryptocurrency. So to think that you're above politics is ridiculous. Now, Do I like politics? No. Do I think that it causes a lot of problems in my day? It stresses me out. Politics stress me out. But the politics behind the global dynamic, the politics behind the financial sector, the politics inside of crypto, all of that stuff, the more you know about that, the more that's going to help you make educated decisions. That's why the old men, what do? They read the newspaper. Okay? So if you think that because you're young and you don't need politics and that you're above that, you're wrong, because politics, you need to be paying attention to that so you can get your finger on the pulse of what's potentially going to happen with cryptocurrency. Okay? So this whole idea that you don't want to hear about politics, it's childish, because that's how you're going to find out what's going on in the world. And politics are what run that whole dynamic. So I'm just saying. Mike says he ain't even scared. Universal Vibe says poly tricks. There you go. I mean, there's some tricksters in politics, right? I mean, we know about that. And like I said, it hey, it's a whole lot easier for me to just go camping and not have to worry about politics, because then I got to worry about, did I shower, and how am I gonna if I'm just camping in the woods for a couple weeks, how am I gonna eat, right? But sometimes it's cool to just escape into nature and just chill out for a week, come back and be like, hey, I'm back. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you. See, we went from 22 to 65 likes because you guys are cool. You guys pushed up the likes, and then the audience grew to almost 300 followers or 300 viewers. So see just by pushing that button. So see, that's cool that you guys participate, and it helps get these videos out there so that we can continue to grow what we're doing. I know, Webercoin. You're cool. You cool, man. You cool. Um, Eric says we're talking to children. No, there's a lot of you guys are adults. I'm saying that this idea that they don't need to know politics or track what's going on in the world because they're into cryptocurrency, that is not the correct approach. You should be following the news and paying attention to what's going on, because then you can understand what's going on with cryptocurrency. Educate yourself. That's what it is. Russell says he's 63 years old. Well, Russell, we should have you on a podcast sometime so you could share your experience, actually, honestly. Thanks for mentioning that. So, yeah, I mean, some of you guys, we different, sharing insight from some of the community members might be a really good idea for us. So we'll consider that. Let's just put that out there as an idea for now, and then we'll consider bringing some of you guys on to podcast, whether it's hosted by me or Maddie or Chris or somebody. But that, I think, would be a really cool thing. VH says, okay, VH, what's got you concerned here, buddy? Well, the sometimes ignorance is bliss too, right? So they say the more he said the more you know, the more you are worth, but there is a value to that. Like, it's like it used to be, if you went to college, you were worth more to your potential, to the hiring pool, right? And then they say knowledge is power, right? So um um Jeff is cool, but kind of a sheep in the way that he believes media stories like Goldman Sachs. Okay, so yeah, there's the media version. Okay, but the point is that that's the news story that's driving the market, and to not report that is one thing. But I'm assuming that what you're saying is there's a little bit more manipulation going on behind the scenes. That's what they just want you to believe. But do you think that I don't pay attention to that also? Because there's two sides to every story, right? So the first thing that pops into my mind is, okay, what's the mainstream narrative, and second, what could be going on? So it's, I guess you could, some people will call that the conspiracy side of it. So it's like, what they have, an official version of what happened on September 11th, and then they have a whole plethora of things you can research on YouTube to think about. So when you know about both, you can go in both angles. But me as an analyst, I have to look at both sides, but I have to also watch what I talk about publicly, because my thoughts of what could be going on behind the scenes, I can't necessarily just put that out there, because that would be irresponsible. So, oh, when will I go to Austria? I actually went to Austria in Tyrol. I was there. Sell the dip. How can it get any worse? That's okay. So that's what you guys are saying. How can it get any worse? We'll see. It's a whole bunch. And XRP rule says, "Hello, pioneers." So we'll see. We'll see what's going on, guys. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys are all you know staying strong or focused or doing whatever's best for you. That's all I can say is that I hope you're making the best decisions to steer yourself through this storm, as we're kind of all in it together. But we all got to stay healthy, mentally focused, and do the best we can to hang in there, right? So, and again, 104 likes. So you guys keep helping put this out there. Ah, so they just said we are launching a new segment soon. Community Speaks. If you want to be a part of it, email altcoinbuzz.io. So it's email. So if you want to be a part of the community, someone just put that out there. I think it was Shosh. If you want to be a part of the podcast where we let the community, where we talk with the community and we share stories and insights. If you're 60 years old, if you're 35 years old, if you're 22 years old, but you feel like you have some experience that can add value, you want a voice, we're looking to give that to you, because that's what we're trying to do, is not be like the mainstream media. We're not trying to be like CNBC Fast Money. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but we're not trying to be like the mainstream. We're not necessarily being an alternative news source, and that we want to keep the integrity. But he's saying, email us, okay? Mail at altcoinbuzz.io, so that you can be a part of the podcast where we talk to the community about that. And it's the new segment called Community Speaks. So I'd be interested to see how many people actually email us at mail at altcoinbuzz.io. That's MAIL at altcoinbuzz.io. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy, because I'm reading some of these comments. People were so bullish on crypto 2 days ago, now they're sad again. And so there's this super funny thing. Yeah, I don't get all excited when it goes down, but what I'm saying is people will be like bullish. They'll be like, "Hey, have you seen the market? It's up big time. Check it out." Then when it retraces, it's like crypto's dead. What's up with these? I'm not saying all of you, obviously, but there's some of you guys that are like so like up down up down. I would hate to uh hang out with you guys too much during certain situations, because you might panic and then be all excited and then panic and then be all excited. I get it. There's a swing of emotions, but that's why I take my emotions out of it, and I try to just clear my head of all emotions and just think to myself, what is going on? But I think 95% of you guys are in your head using the logic, but there's still that 5% that, you know, are still trying to get the emotions out of it. So I hope all's cool with you guys, and we'll see y'all next time.